I read quite a lot of comic books, but then they just became super boring, so I decided to switch to manga. And the first thing I picked was Baki. And Baki is over the top, it's hilarious, but I needed something that was way more dramatic. So I started Attack on Titan. And I read a little bit, and then started watching the anime, and the rest is history. It's just fucking ridiculous. But then I discovered Berserk, and it's something else. Now everyone has seen the symbol, the Behelit, and Guts and Griffith, but in this first Deluxe Edition Volume, everything is going to be explained to you. Now the first arc is called the Black Swordsman, and it's pretty much all about Guts. Who is he, how he acts, all that. And the start, it's very, very interesting because it pretty much is him banging a chick who actually turns out to be a demon, and then he kills that demon. From there he goes into a journey in a small town and he shows some fighting skills, man. I'm not gonna lie, he pretty much goes to a tavern and gives like some money to the bartender, whoever that is. And he says that he's gonna mess up the place, and he does. Like the way he fights is just insane. And over there, we meet another character who is an elf. Her name is Puck, and she pretty much is a contrast to Guts, because Guts is like very dark. He's kind of a jerk. We do understand later on why, but she is the total opposite. She's positive. She's very bright, and it kind of works really well. I really like when there's like a very dark character and a very light character, and that contrast just really, really works. Now his goal in that small town is to kill a demon. And that demon is just something else. Like he pretty much feeds on women's blood and children. It sounds very fucked up, but it's even shown in panels that I'm not gonna show here because they're brutal. But when he fights Guts, the way he comes in is him drinking a child's blood. It's just so fucking insane. And anyway, then Guts shows some more skills. He beats that demon to pretty much to a pulp and kills it. Now this chapter really shows who Guts is, the way he acts, the way he interacts with people, the way he fights. Pretty much learn that why he is the Black Swordsman. Now the next chapter is called the Brand, and it does explain why he has that symbol on his neck. It's called the Brand of Sacrifice, and it was given to him by the hand of God. Now every time this symbol starts to bleed, you know that they're like evil spirits pretty close to him. So he needs to fight them because they all want to kill him. And the art is so good that it kind of makes you feel the bleeding and everything. You know, like when you have an open wound and it just starts bleeding, you feel like kind of the same thing on your neck. The art is just so great. This chapter is really crazy too because he is again on the journey somewhere, and he pretty much gets picked up by a priest with his daughter. And when he goes inside, like that fucking thing starts like bleeding, and there's like evil spirits coming in trying to kill him, but they unfortunately kill his daughter, and she becomes evil. So she is trying to kill Guts. She kills her own father, but she is not her anymore. It's just an evil spirit now, and he tries to kill Guts, and Guts just cuts her head off. It's kind of like brutal, but it's just like the world that they live in. And we go into the next chapter that gets split into 6 different parts. It's called the Guardians of Desire. This is where it gets just crazy. Now I'm gonna skip a little bit here. He does fight like a huge guy who actually is even more powerful because there is like a demon that kind of goes into his head. And the fights are just great. They're crazy, they're so intense. But we meet another character, and that character used to be a physician like 7 years ago, and then he just started hiding because the Count actually, right in front of him, he ate his child and his wife. The word there is just on another level. But he stole something from the Count, and this is the Behelit. Now, the Behelit is a key, and that key opens like different dimensions. So when Guts fights the Count, who is actually half man and half demon, he almost kills him, and they get transferred into a different dimension. And this is where shit goes fucking nuts. Now, something else I want to mention about the dimension is that it doesn't belong in the manga, it belongs in a museum. It's just so perfect. it looks phenomenal. And the art in this book, like from start to finish, is just ridiculous. It's so great. Plus the storytelling, it's very simple, nothing is over explained. You know everything just from like images and a couple words. It's perfect. And the one thing is like also when they talk about the Behelit, I thought that there was just going to be like this over explaining everything. And this guy is like, I just have this Behelit, I don't know what this one is for. And God just goes, it's a key. It opens different dimensions. It's that simple, and it's just great storytelling. Now this is where we meet the Hand of God, and it's all these 5 different characters. One of them is Griffith, and Guts, he hates him. We don't know why yet, but he just hates him. He's like, Griffith! Now the way the Hand of God works is pretty much they make deals. So if there's someone that's very close to you, you can sacrifice that person to get killed or to get the brand of sacrifice on them. Which is just pretty much sick. And the reason why is that the Count's wife, so he went to visit her one day somewhere, and when he opened the gates, she was having this huge fucking orgy, and it's that was like on a different level, right? He is pissed, he kills everyone in there, and then he kind of wants to forget all of this, so he pretty much just sacrifices her and he becomes half a demon. Now remember, he is also half human, and what they try to offer him is to sacrifice now his daughter. And by the end I was thinking that he will, but he didn't. And he gets like into this vortex of evil spirits, which pretty much is explained that this is what hell is, and he just gets in that vortex. He dies. Now we see that Guts and Griffith actually were fighting together against someone. I don't know, I'm not that far yet. But there is like this one panel where Griffith says, who am I? What am I capable of? What am I destined for? And then on the next page, we do see him like side by side, the old him and what he actually became. And how he became that, I'm not that far yet, I just can't wait to get there. Now Guts is trying to kill him unsuccessfully, and they get back to where they came from, that dimension. And the little daughter of the Count, like she says that she's gonna kill Guts, and then we see that he starts finally showing some emotion. He turns his back on her and pretty much starts tearing up. And then we get to the Golden Age Part 1. This is the only part that was included in this volume. But it very much explains you like what the origin of Guts is. And he has been born from a corpse's body. He was found by these bunch of mercenaries, and the wife of one of them, her name is Sis, and she just had a miscarriage, so she was like very depressed, and she sees that baby and they think that baby is actually dead. So she hugs him and he starts actually crying. So they decide to take him. Now Sis dies when Guts is 3 years old. And then by the age of 6, he is already learning how to fight with all the mercenaries. And when he turns 9, he is on the battlefield and making his first kill. But this is not the most insane part. The most insane part is the ending of this one where Guts actually gets assaulted. And I'm just going to talk a little bit why this story is very important for young people to read. Young adults and adults. Everyone goes through so much shit in their lives. Everyone has their past, good or bad. But this one is very much a teacher to everyone that thinks might be better, might get better. Now, I do know that it's even getting darker later on, especially everyone is saying the eclipse part, or even like till the end of the Golden Age chapter. I am not that far yet, but this one just makes me like very sad. Like I closed the book after I read it. I didn't want to to read more, but it's on another level. And yep, I just really think it's extremely important for people to read it, especially if any of you have been going through some shit, lost hope. This one might actually help you a little bit to continue on the fight and continue living. There's always something. There will be a better future, just to sound more positive. Let me know what you think about this volume. What do you think about the rest of the Berserk series? And yeah, I'll see you on the next one.